are going to explain on how Pdrm manage issue or reducing drunk driver crime in Malaysia. I will now explain about the introduction on how Pdrm manage the issue of drunk driver crime in Malaysia. The Malaysian Police appealed to Parliament to reinstate prevention detention without trial laws such as the Emergency Ordinance and the Prevention of Crime Act 1959 to reduce crime. These laws were abolished in 2012 because they violate the right of innocent until proven guilty and have been abused. Accident cases involving drunk drivers causing the death of others have been quite rampant of late, triggering a series of reactions, urging the government to address it by tightening the existing law related to the offence. One by one, the reported cases of motorists driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs continue to spark outrage among the people who want the government to take the holistic action against the reckless drivers. So basically, understanding the sentiment of the people, Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has ordered the Ministry of Transport to amend the Road Transport Act 1987 to impose heavier penalty on individuals convicted of driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
So, I'm gonna talk about planning in management. Definition of planning is defining organizational goals, establishing a strategy to reach those goals, and developing a comprehensive hierarchy of plan to integrate and coordinate activities. Planning is the most basic managerial function. When done properly, it sets the direction for the organizing, leading, and controlling function. Benefit of planning is manager and employees put forth greater effort when following a plan. Planning leads to persistence. Planning is direction, encourage the development of task strategies, and have been proven to work for both company and individuals. Type of planning is strategic planning, tactical planning, operational planning, short-term planning, and long-term planning. Planning how Pdrm will manage the issue of reduce the crime of drunk driver in Malaysia by placing closed secret television CCTV camera in hotspot to prevent criminal and enable the police to identify offenders. Based on the paper, article and report review, there are a lot of crime record in CCTV. By themselves, cameras are proven to reduce vehicle crime, especially in parking lot. A number of researchers mentioned about the social cost of camera, but later note that more citizens in the study area report feeling safer with camera installed. As the picture show, a woman was arrested via CCTV for driving while drunk. This method is used to reduce crime on the road due to drunk drivers, allowing the public to report criminal incident to the patrolling police, because if the crime take place in a place that is difficult to find and it is found by the public, this can help facilitate the work of Pdrm to carry out the task of reducing crime in Malaysia. The program empowers the community to take any crime prevention action in integrate and team manner in preventing crime in their neighborhood. For example, Minister of Home Affairs Datuk Seri Hamzah Zainuddin said that the public should report crime on the correct side so that unexpected violence does not occur. This can help facilitate the work of Pdrm to eliminate crime in Malaysia. And law enforcement and enactment of new acts should be implemented by the government in trying to achieve their multiple objectives. Police have at their disposal a wide variety of tactics and strategies. In most interactions with the public, police do not issue a citation or make an arrest. Indeed, even were it possible for police to fully enforce the law, which it is not unlikely the most communities would tolerate such a thing. Therefore, as a caring people, we should support Pdrm to eliminate crime. Everything that is done is for safety of people. Law enforcement can reduce criminal cases, which is widespread in our country. Based on the data shown, criminal cases are reducing from year to year because law enforcement carried out by the Pdrm introduced interruption.
I am now going to explain about organizing is the function of management that involves developing an organizational structure that allocating human resource to make sure that the objectives are accomplished. The structure of the organization is that the framework within which efforts are coordinated. The structure is typically represented by a cooperation chart which provides a graphic presentation of chain of command within a corporation. There are many various ways to departmentalization, including organizing by function, product, geography, or customer. Many larger organizations use multiple methods of departmentalization. First role of organizing is according to the issue that Pdrm need to do in reducing crime cases in Malaysia. Is activity which have to be performed in a concern have to be identified first. For example, preparation of the strategy to be made, strengthen the security control, law enforcement, help a roadblock, and conduct a patrol. The strategy that Pdrm should employ in order to reducing, hence preventing the crime cases in Malaysia is by taking steps in installing CCTV, recruiting more police officers, mobilizing the police and volunteers to crime cases hotspot, and brightening the street light. Therefore, the crime cases has not decreased to a satisfactory level and the public still do not feel safe. This can be ascribed into a two-factor. Firstly, the government has not provided enough of this facility to make a difference. Second, this facility can't stand on their own. This is because this concept has shown a positive result when Singapore has been nominated as one of the countries that have a lowest crime rate in the world. So that we should use this method. Lastly, Pdrm should organizing the ways to ensure all the strategy that has been made will be going on the flow without any lack. For example, the authority should make sure all of the police officers in every unit know their part for avoiding any problem in the future. This is because every planning are important to the country. If there any mistake occur, it will cause a loss and a problem in the future, which may tarnish the image of the country.
Decision making. Decision making is a process of identifying and selecting a course of action, alternative to solve a specific problem. In the effort of making decision, a public manager evaluates the alternative and makes summary from the list of alternatives. Without a doubt, reducing street crime such as drunk driving became the police responsibility to maintain the well-being of society in Malaysia. Furthermore, firm action needs to be done by making a strategy to solve the issue. Educate the society on the consequences of the drunk driving. The Transport Minister said it is not just about the enforcement with better technique and procedure, also about the whole ecosystem, penalty, awareness and alternative to driving oneself when drunk must work in tandem. Issue of drink driving was not only limited to driver of private vehicles, but also to driver of commercial and public transport vehicle. Measures taken to reduce drink driver must also include this driver. The issue of the driver under the influence is not only limited to those who use private vehicle. The same enforcement must also be brought against the errant driver of commercial and public transport vehicles such as lorry, buses who drive under the influence. Every restaurant staff that serve alcohol need to emphasize about what alcohol may causes to the driver. With the help of the staff, users will come to know the law and their legal responsibility and promote social responsibility to community. All members of retail industry need to appreciate and understand their responsibility related to alcohol. Also, how alcohol affect the body, how alcohol affect when driving, and beware of the benefit and risk associated with alcohol consumption. These guides are an initial step on the path to learning. They put tools in the hands of practitioners and policymakers to help them understand their important roles in ensuring the responsibility service of alcohol. Police must provide special monitoring to detect drunk drivers with patrol, especially with peak times such as weekend, end of the month, or when festivals go out and drunk with their friends. Most effective way is by doing a roadblock at the hotspot. There must be a minimum 2 officers at the roadblock to prevent something bad happen, like the driver when they got blocked and the driver they cooperate with police. This already happened at our country and I hope that it will not happen again. I believe many people will get scared by the law if they get caught doing while driving and they want to take the risk. It is also can reduce road accident. It may be hard time for the police officer, but it is to maintain our welfare of the country.
What is controlling? Controlling can be defined as a function of making sure the action of the employees of an organization are directed towards the attainment of a common goal and the work is being performed as planned by management. The importance of controlling is in order to seek planned results from the subordinates. A manager needs to exercise effective control over the activities of the subordinates. In other words, the meaning of controlling function can be defined as ensuring that activities in an organization are performed as per the plan. Controlling also ensures that an organization resources are being used effectively and efficiently for the achievement of predetermined goals. For example, how Pdrm manage issue or reducing drunk driver and across border in Malaysia.
Conclusion of our street crime in Malaysia. Street crime in Malaysia has largely been accounted. It is a problem which seems not peculiar to Malaysia. Report shows that there are several reports of similar problem at other countries in Asia. Most of the people that commit this crime came from young people who are desperate to get something. These young people doing can make someone traumatized to walk on the street or doing other activities. I believe that street crime in Malaysia is posed a threat toward the harmony of society. In this case, police must act decisively against the one who commit the street crime. It should not be a problem to the police reducing the crime in our country because there are several ways to control it. The public expects the police accomplish many things. The reduction of street crime ranked as the most important things to do. I believe we as Malaysian citizens must working together to make our country free from street crime.